Okay, I'm going to be trying to demonstrate the first Kute-uchi braiding move, which will make a square braid. Actually, it will have three results, as I show in this little piece of paper. There's three results. It will have a divided braid for a loop, that's what I'll start with, then a square braid, then a flat braid. The braid will be exactly like the one in my Start Here tutorial, but done with hand loops. This is Kute-uchi braiding. It was an ancient form of braiding. It was done in Japan before Kumihimo stands were invented, and very complex braids were made with this braiding method. This is a very simple braid I will be demoing, and this is not I am not an expert, so I will be doing this in a clumsy manner. I'm sorry. This is an answer to a request. So you start with, this is going to be a 5-loop braid. You start with 3 loops on the left hand, 2 on the right, or you could do the opposite. I tried to make the loops of different colors so we could see them better. As in the braid I demoed for my Start Here tutorial, the outer loop on each side will come through the other 2 loops to the other hand. However, now they're held on the hands, not on the fingers. I have not even practiced this before starting here. It's been over a year since I've done this, so bear with me. Okay, the first loop to come through will be that one. I'm going to start by making a loop, a divided braid, so I will not turn this loop. To get this loop to come over, I will take it without turning it, and first, the easy way to do that is to take your first finger and move it under the other 2 loops, like this. Then you can bring this one through. There, it just came through to the other hand. Now I'm going to tighten. Now, on the other hand, this loop, the far one, must come through these 2. I will put my first finger under those. See, I just go like that. Then I can reach through and take this loop through without turning it. Tighten. I'm going to keep doing this in my clumsy manner. When it's done gracefully, it's a very beautiful, it's beautiful to see. So, through, tighten. This can be done with many, many more loops than this. I'm doing only 5 here. You are not limited by the number of fingers you have. You are limited by how well you can organize them on your hand. Now, for example, my yellow and white loop are getting too close. I'm going to separate them a bit. This is because I'm not very used to this. So here we go. Going through, tighten. Maybe I'm going too fast, even though I'm slow at this. So I want to get this, the white loop, through the other 2 onto the other hand. I'm going to take my first finger, isolate that loop, and now I can bring it through. Put my fingers back in, tighten. Other side, the blue loop will come through now. I'm keeping these ones separate. Trying to manage them. So now the blue loop will come through. It doesn't really matter if you have all your fingers in the loops or not, whatever is convenient. I'm having trouble tightening because I'm reaching around the camera. I should tighten them all the way in a straight line. I can't quite reach because the camera's in the way, but you can do that. So here, getting the pink loop. My fingers back in, tighten. I'm going to get the yellow loop, so I isolate it, bring it through, put all my fingers in, tighten. You can see, I hope, perhaps that a split braid is developing. Here, I'll put my loops like this, so I'll remember that these 3 go on the other hand. And down here, maybe you can see that a divided braid is forming. This will be the loop at the top of my braid. It's the basic form of the braid, taking the loops without turning them. So now I look down and I see that one hand has 3, the other has 2, so I must take from the hand that has 3. bringing the green through, tighten. Now bringing the white through, tighten. Bringing the blue through. Any way you can do it is fine. My wiggling around there is to organize the loops. Bringing the pink through, tighten. Bringing the yellow through, tighten. Now I'm going to bring the green through, tighten. Bringing the white through. Okay, my loop is fairly long, and now I'm going to join the braid and join the upper and lower layer. Here, let me park this. And now I will be making a square braid. The square braid, and my bad drawing of it is here. And to do that, I will turn each loop as I take it. The next loop that I'm going to take is the dark blue loop on the left hand. This time, when I take it, I'm not going to bring it through as I did before. Instead, I'm going to reach above it. Let's see if that shows. Move those. I'm going to grab the top of it from above and take it. This will turn it over as it comes to the other hand. It's flipping there, flipped over. That's the first move that will begin to unite them. It hasn't united yet, but you see that cross right here where the two shanks crossed each other. As more and more of those crosses happen in the loops, the braid will join up. So now I'm going to take the pink loop. I isolated it. I put my finger under the other two. I'm going to reach through and grab, with the hand that has two loops, is going to reach through, grab the top of that pink loop and take it. It turned over. The loop turned. Tighten. Getting the yellow loop, grabbing it from above, taking it with a turn, tighten. Now the green loop on the other side. I'm not going to take it this way. That was wrong. That was like the other way. Taking it from above, which gives it a flip, turns it over, tighten. Let's see. Park those two on a lower. They're parked down here, so I know which hand they go to. At this point, let's see if I can reach. At this point, the loop has joined up, and I'm starting to make a square braid. And I'm going to be taking the white loop with a turn, taking the blue loop with a turn, tighten, pink loop with a turn. I better separate those here so they don't get mixed up. You want the order to stay. I mean, it's not so important with a square braid, but it would change the color pattern a little and there'd be a glitch if you got them out of order. So now I'm going to take the yellow, I'm going to reach through, take the top, tighten, taking the green, I'm going to reach through, take the top, reach through, take the top of the white. As you can see, I'm not that I'm not doing this very elegantly. When you do it a while, it doesn't take long to actually get a smooth pattern going. When I first took the workshop from the Kikko Tada, where she taught me this, it didn't take long before I was doing it easily. You get it kind of quickly, and you might even do it a little different way than I do. Whatever way works, as long as the loops come through. In this case, with a turn. It's better when I put the first finger through. Tighten. Rearrange. Possibly I'm not doing this slowly enough. Here, so I'm sorry about that. If this looks too terrible, I'll make another one, but this is in answer to a request, so I want to get it out there in some form. So here, let's look at my loops again, make sure they're not too confusing. I have 3 on the right hand, 2 on the left. I'm trying to keep them in the correct order. My next move will be to take the white loop from the the right hand, through the other 2 loops on that hand, and giving it a turn from the top as I do so. So I isolated that loop by putting my first finger through the other 2 loops and leaving that one there, and reaching through with my left hand and grabbing the top and just pulling it through and kind of letting go. There are my loops now. This white loop just came through these 2 loops, and it's now the inner loop on the left hand. Tighten. Now I'm going to get the blue loop, so I isolate it, reach through, put my fingers all back in and tighten. Now I'm going to get the pink loop, reach through, grab the top, push those apart, tighten. Okay, I now have, let's park those there. I now have a little bit of a length. Let me see if I can get it off. A little bit of square braid. Here we go. Thanks for waiting. Here's the loop at the top. That was the divided braid where I did not turn. Here's the square braid. It's an upper layer and a lower layer that are connected. They're joined on the sides. Let's see where to hold this. Turn it around. The next, for the next section, I'll make a flat braid, and that is where you turn the loop on one side, on the left or the right, and you don't turn the loop on the other side as you braid. Put this back on, and just as I showed in my previous finger-held loop square braid tutorial, this is the exact same braid, actually. And you can make many other braids than this with Kute-uchi. This is a simple beginning braid. I'm going to show another move on another video. This is the inside through move, which is just like V-fell finger loop braiding. There is also another move called outside around, which does not exist in most finger loop. Generally isn't used in finger held loop braiding. The resulting structure is similar to an A-fell braid, but the way it's done is quite different. And then those 2 moves can be combined to make very interesting braids that are not done in finger held with finger loops. Okay, so now I will start making a flat braid. And to do that, I will turn the loop on one side and not turn it on the other. And I'll try and remember how I did this for my other tutorial. I think I said left over, right through. So on the left side, I will go over the loop and take it, turning it, and on the right side I will go through the loop to take. On the left side I will turn it, and on the right side I will not. I'll just say turn and not turn. So I'm going to take the yellow loop, so I isolate it, turn, left, turn, tighten. On the right side I will take the loop by going through it and not turning it as I grab it. I'm not taking it from above it. I'm going through the loop, grabbing it as it is, and bringing it over with no turn. So, right, no turn. Tighten, left, forgot to isolate it, left, turn, right, isolate it with straight, left, turn, right, straight, left, turn. Let's get those in order. Right, straight, pushing the loops apart from each other. Right, did I do that straight? Let me just check. I'm going to bring it back, bringing the white loop back through. I can see that it didn't turn. Okay, good. Putting it back straight. Left, turn. Right, straight. Separating that green and blue. Left, I'm taking the yellow with a turn. And the way I know that I'm turning it is I took it from above the loop. That turns it over. Turn. Right, straight. Hands back in. Left, turn. I'm grabbing that white loop from above, which flips it over. Turn. Let's get those in order. Right, straight. Left, the pink one with a turn. Right, straight. Left with a turn. Right, straight. The white one came over with no turn. Separating those. And left, I'm reaching up. That seems to help, putting my finger through, other fingers in. The blue loop got a turn, and you can see you can actually look down there if you're not sure if you did it or not, and you see it has a twist. That one blue loop has a twist in it, at the root, at the base of the braid, the fell. Pink, no turn. I feel like I'm getting not a rhythm, but a sense of how to move my fingers more effectively. Got at a turn. Oops. No turn. Turning the white one. Right, no turn. Oops, let's get those back in order. To make sure they're in order, you can also look at the fell, the base of the braid. You get used to seeing how, okay, I'm taking it with no turn, just bringing it over. And left with a turn. I don't think that was a good way to do it. They all sagged. Okay, right. No turn. Left. My finger. You could put your whole hand in, or I seem to be doing my finger, but it gets onto the whole hand. So I put my finger and then I put my whole hand in. That might not be the best way. I mean, maybe it's better to put your whole hand in, which I do when I'm taking it without a turn. Let's see if I can manage to do that with the turn. Okay, let's get pink and the green more separated. Okay, I'm going to reach in with my whole hand. That works fine. Tighten. No turn. I think if I did this for a while, I would figure out the best way for me to do it, but I haven't really figured that out yet. I'm just doing it, but it's not very pretty the way I'm doing it. Okay, so turn on the left, no turn on the right, getting that blue loop. I forgot to isolate it, but it still worked. Okay, isolating the pink and taking it with a turn. You really have to manage your loop arrangement, or I do, a little better. Okay, let's see if this, I'll park the left hand, right hand loops there. Let's see, I have to go all the way around and get it from the side. Let's see if this braid is looking flat, this portion. Okay, there's the the split, the divided braid. Here's the square braid. The flat, what we hope is flat braid. Let's see, the way I was braiding it, left turned, it should be forming with a slit on the right side, because the right side was where I was not turning the loops as I took them. So it should braid like a square braid, or maybe divided on one side, the side that I did not turn the loop. So it has a top surface, an upper layer, a bottom layer, joined on the left, not joined on the right. And you can see that. Then you open it out, you spread it out. Sometimes while braiding, as I explained in my other videos, this might open up as you're braiding it. That usually is less desirable. It would squeeze together. This is a very busy color arrangement because I tried to use 5 different colors so we could see them easily on the fingers, but it's kind of busy for a color pattern, but it's kind of nice. So that's the flat form. This was the square braid. The square braid is a very beautiful braid. Round, you might think of it as round as well as square. Very different in appearance from the flat braid. I am using fairly what I consider large yarn, a thick yarn, maybe sport weight or less, cotton yarn. Traditionally you would be using silk, and often in the old days, to protect the silk, they would attach it actually to a little handle here. Could be even just another piece of waste of string that isn't a little thicker and easier to manage, and also that you don't mind if it gets dirty. And that way you wouldn't waste the silk. It would be tied onto the string that actually is held around the handle, as it were, in a way. It could just be another piece of string. And the handles are the kute, which I am not using handles. This is just cotton. There's no problem braiding with it as is. Makiko Tada told me she actually braids with silk without handles too. She just holds the bottom, but traditionally they did have sort of these handles called kute. Okay, I think I'll stop here and get ready to make another tutorial, another video. Part 2 will show a different move, which will also make a square braid. However, when you learn both of the moves, you can combine them and make some very interesting braids. Okay, thanks for watching.